quite the action thriller, I gotta say. Uh, at one point, I was applauding so much close to the end. You probably know what I'm talking about. My wife came to the basement door and said, "I thought you were watching a movie. It sounds like sports." I said, "I'm just cheering." You know,
Yeah,
but
without giving any spoilers away, it is. I don't know if I can say this politically correctly, but I'm going to say it anyways. Really fun to kill Nazis. I feel like that's a sentiment most people can get behind. Am I wrong to say that? I don't know, but cheer
I,
away, my friend.
I think that's one of the ones, yes, we can still get away with, which is great. But oh wow, I mean, just again, so much action. Also, the story itself, just compelling because you're looking at all these guys and the one lady, they're all young, they're all caught up in this situation, and it's got to be hell to be in war, not knowing if you're going to make it or not.
I can only imagine, and that's what I did for my job is attempt to step into these shoes and imagine, and every day realizing this isn't anywhere near what they went through. I'd be up in the B-17 or the back of a P-51 for 30, maybe 40 minutes at a time. These guys would spend days.
Yeah.
If you walk around in one of those things, they're only like 5.5 feet tall. They're cramped. There's no ventilation.
Right.
It's not comfortable. And beyond that, then you're being shot at. It's so remarkable what our armed forces do for us, have done for us. So for everybody who has given their lives or risked their lives and continue to do so, thank you, because we get to make movies like this and have conversations like this because of it.
Right. Because it made me think of my father. He was in World War II, and I'm very proud to say he received a Bronze Star for Valor for something that he and his platoon did in regards to stopping the Nazis. But
my grandfather as well. He was actually a B-17 pilot in World War II.
Oh wow!
Part of the reason this story completely jumped at me, and from the Distinguished Flying Cross to 2 Purple Hearts, I grew up with just all of these things that only really resonated with me when I started training for this movie. Like, what does this really mean? How did you get this? Oh my Lord, they don't just hand these things out. Like,
right.
Your father, my grandfather, what they did for our country is words can't describe it.
Nope, that's for sure. And then just again, even just watching your movie, you kind of see why people are going, yeah, that was a big war. Because again, like you said, with the guys in Germany over there, it was just kind of like being just really nasty, even though they were impeccable dressers. Got to give them that. But
they're very militant, they dress well. I'm not a big fan of their decorum, if you will.
Right.
But, they also look, they're an incredible country. I love Germany, and I've been lucky to go over there a ton of times. And the truth of the matter is, I've spoken to German people in Germany about World War II. And of course there is this absolute embarrassment and shame. But the reality is most of the population, just like any extremist, it's a teeny tiny percentile.
Uh-huh.
And there were so many German soldiers that were you had to do it. I mean, it's just such an unfortunate situation. So I think it's good to remember as well, as much as we don't want to repeat the past. Right. We also can't hold resentment over an entire group of people in any capacity, in any way, in any situation, when it's just a real small percentage of assholes, if I may be so bold as to say that really started all these problems.
I like you, James. We should do interviews more often. This is great.
Anytime.
But no, I know what you mean, because I've got family members from Germany. Some of my dearest friends seriously are from Germany. And you're right. They don't talk about it, that much because, well, most of them are younger anyway. So, weren't there. But yeah, you're right. It is. It's always this little small group of people.
I mean, currently I look at Russia and Ukraine. My best friend's Russian. Okay. Do I think he's a bad person? What's going on? He has nothing to do with it. Right. It's awful what's happening, but just things perspective and remembering it in Russia, it's taken one person is really screwing it up for everybody, not to make it lighthearted of a horrible situation, but I imagine that a lot of people over there don't agree with it, but they're afraid to say and do anything, and it's hard to fight why.
Right. Then also I have to ask you this. A lot of action going on. Your character, as well as everybody else, you're running, you're jumping, and everything else. Talk a little bit about the preparation for that part of the movie.
It's part of the reason I still do CrossFit. I want to keep doing action movies, and you just can't get too old too fast to keep doing these things. But hey, I look at like Liam Neeson, a lot older than Tom Cruise, you're still doing it at such a high level. Tom's doing all of his own stunts still.
Yeah.
And it gives me a lot of encouragement to be able to continue to do this, to keep my physical health, my mental health strong, so that I can keep doing this stuff. Because yes, of course it takes energy, but it's also a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's like playing Army in your backyard as a kid, but this time you get to really dress up and have the stuff. That's right.
Exactly right. I mean, I grew up watching action movies going, I could do that. I want to do that. And now I'm getting to. So you will not hear me complain about it.
Fabulous. Also talk a little bit about the director, Michael. He's from Detroit. What was it like working with him?
Mike Chait is an absolute gem. He's so prepared, so thorough, so detailed, that it made my life, the crew's life, so much easier. You're not showing up with a guy going, okay, I have an idea for a shot. Let's see if we can set this up. You're going, no, I've been working on this for 10 years. We need to get this. This is my idea. This is the lens. This is the crane. So that just allowed us the freedom to have multiple takes, which is rare for an independent film, especially if, something of this size where so much action is taking up so much of the time in the budget. We really had enough time to get the dialogue right, to get the relationships right. And it's all because Mike Chait is a badass.
All right, Detroit, there we go. James, got to tell you, I really, really enjoyed this. I look forward to you coming out with your next project so we can talk again. This was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for your time.
Awesome, Greg. Likewise, buddy. Appreciate your time.
You too. Take care and have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, Greg.
Good, my fellow Detroiter. Great.
That's right. I think we just followed each other on Instagram.
Yes, we did.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
Yep. Oh man, I have to tell you, I did something I'm really glad I did. A lot of times if I get the opportunity, I like to watch the movie right before doing the interview, so it's fresh. And I got to tell you, your movie is fantastic. I mean, it had me emotional and cheering, because even the part at the end, which I won't give away, I started applauding. My wife came to the basement door and it was going, "Are you watching a game?" I said, "No, you have to see the end of this." Now, you are the writer, producer, and director, and probably also the person in charge of craft services. Tell me a little bit, how did this story come about?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for what you said about the movie. That means a great deal to me. So I'm thrilled that you liked it. I directed it. I produced it alongside fellow Detroiter Sue Witham. I'm not sure if you've ever crossed paths with her, but she's a 35+ year commercial producer. So
Okay.
she's done everything and anything in Detroit, and both my family, my parents, and her family, her daughter Ketty, her husband Steve, everyone jumped in. So it was kind of a family affair. And my writing partner Tim Ritchie, who's based in Chicago now, he's the one that I came to him with just the kernel of an idea. It was from directing a commercial for the Yankee Air Museum in 2013 at Willow Run Airport.
Yeah.
And like just stepping onto the B-17 to scout the location, I literally felt this wall of emotion hit me, because all I knew about World War II, my parents, huge World War II fans growing up. I've seen all the movies, but just knowing that the real guys had really fought, and many gave their lives, for our country and just to free the world, from the Nazis. It was very powerful.
Mhm.
And I immediately thought, okay, I know I got to do the commercial today and focus on that, but there's a movie here. We got something here. And so my writing partner and I were looking for a true story that had never really been explored, to kind of be the basis for historical fiction that we could write. And we found an article about KG 200, which was a Luftwaffe German Air Force unit that actually forced American and British planes down, captured them, fixed them up, and tried to fly them back in as Trojan horses into combat. And thankfully, it never worked. There's stories of phantom B-17s, or planes trying to join up with other squadrons, and thankfully they never succeeded. They were always chased away or shot down. But our movie is basically what if they got this close to accomplishing their goal? No spoilers, but this close.